Hi, I'm Rick Higgins and I'm frickin' cold. It is 25 degrees out here at the end of January, somewhere on the easterns of Virginia. This is going to be a really horrible video. I mean, a really truly bad, really piece of tank you know what video. And I apologize now. I would not blame you at all if you decided to go watch Puppies or Kittens or whatever else is on the other channel. In fact, I would go with you if it wasn't my channel and I had to watch this stuff. Okay, here's the premise. I am a Miami boy. I recently came from where it was 80-some degrees and tropical, and I didn't own socks, and by the way, I still don't own them. And I am sitting here in Colonial Williamsburg. The whole thing was, can he survive? Can he come from the tropics through cold, snowy weather and actually make it through a day of tourism here in America's Triangle? And well, the answer is, yeah, I did, but everything went wrong. Everything that I wanted to do in this video never happened. So yeah, if you want to keep watching and see what a truly bad video looks like, then by all means keep watching. Otherwise, you know, those puppies over there, you know, on the other channel, you know, they look kind of cool too. Now, I do have a bit of a conflict going on today. I drove down here because the website for Colonial Williamsburg encourages people to take photographs. They do not encourage people to bring one of these things. And I just got turned away from the governor's mansion because I'm not allowed to film indoors and I'm not allowed to film the interpreters. So I got a little bit, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm allowed to film outside. So I'm going to try to follow the rules as best I can and show you this place and show you what life was like at the end of the 1699 when this place was built. But I'm going to have to be creative. Okay, before I get too cold to actually utter words, I've got three things I want to talk to you about. One is that this is a really cool place, and it's very COVID friendly, by the way. It's very good for families. There's a lot of outdoor walking, and they're doing a really good job indoors as far as, you know, keeping people safe. The other thing is, I'm going to be a naughty, naughty boy. I was just in the weaving shop where they make yarn and textiles and stuff like that, and the guy didn't seem to care that I had a camera, so I'm going to try to sneak a little preview into some other places. But the real thing I really wanted to talk to you about was, this is historical America as it was at the end of the 1600s, early 1700s. Life was not great for everyone. The United States has a real history of building itself on the backs of others, the backs of slaves, the backs of indentured servants. That's something we have to remember. The guy at the textile place was talking about it. The part he was playing is that of an indentured servant. So yes, American history is not always grand for everybody, but it happened. And when you come down here and learn about it, oh, this is my opinion, and I'm just going to get all preachy and then I'll go back to looking cold. But we have to remember what life was like. And when you look at these things that are all around us, remember what it was like for everybody, not just the plantation owner who sat in his nice warm house with a nice fireplace while the other people sat in, I don't know, shacks with slats in the walls and, you know, the wind coming through. So I am sitting here in the public jail. Why? Did I perform a crime? No, I did not. I just wanted to see what things are like, and like I say, you gotta try new things. Now, ye old sign right behind you says there was 4 basic reasons people were thrown here in the pokey. 1, they performed a serious crime. They're waiting for their trial. 2, they were a runaway slave. 3, they were put in here for debt. Now, this one confuses me. I owe somebody money, so I'm gonna be thrown in jail where I can't work, where I can't go get money to pay off my debt. So basically I'm being thrown in jail for a very long time with no way out. And the 4th thing is, they used to throw people in here for mental illness. I guess they didn't have a lot of Bellevue sanatoriums back in the day. And considering the way I act sometimes, at least according to Nikki, I'm probably in the right place. So that not very well heated and completely well ventilated hooskow over there, I'm gonna spend a little time in it. Out here, huh? A little chilly. Okay, I just got finished with a tour and I'm going to sneak you a little bit in as I'm talking to you. There were 12 taverns back in the day. The one behind me was kind of one of the more important ones. It was sort of our version of the Boston Tea Party that happened here in Colonial Williamsburg. It happened back there. Now, these taverns everywhere, you could get food and they had food prices up on the wall and they were kind of governed back then. But you could also find out everything that was happening. This was the social media. You walked in and the main wall had notices for what art exhibits, what plays, what was happening happening in the city. This is where you went to find out what was going on. And if you had money, you could rent a room. And by that, I mean a big room, a big dance hall kind of room. If you wanted to have a large party with music, or if you wanted to play poker with the boys, you would rent out one of these places. Now, one of the fun things she was showing me was in every single room, there was a bowl, a chamber pot, if you will, sitting under a lot of the seats. And I guess the boys, when they had to go, they had to go. Now, on a cold day like this, you could go try to find an outside privy and freeze your you-know-what's off, or you can just kind of stand there and pee into a pot, knowing that somebody, not you, is going to take it elsewhere. So yeah, life was just a wee bit different back then. Me personally, I don't know if I want to wee into a pot in front of a whole bunch of people while they're playing cards and drinking. Then again, if it's this cold, I may give it a shot. Cold drinks? I don't think so. I'm looking for the hot toddy myself. And by the way, say what you want about the pandemic, but these things, they really keep your face warm. You got that going for me at least. All right, so for the record, I actually made it 1 hour out there in the cold, and it did warm up to 29 degrees, so yeah, it got a little baskingly heated. I am actually in Chowing's Tavern, where they have a fine selection of reenacted food. And oh, they have stuff. I got stew and they got beer, and that's really all I need. So stay tuned. We're going to have some authentic colonial food. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you? Did you have any questions about anything on the menu?
What's the most traditional beer ale kind of thing you got?
The Old Stitch is dark and has a coffee chocolate flavor.
Perfect, one of those. Large one, and can I get a bowl of Brunswick stew?
Okay. So you want the 24 ounce?
Sure, why not? The Brunswick stew, by the way, will have a reading. It is a traditional dish of young fowl and beef cooked with onions, tomatoes, limas, grated corn, and Irish potatoes. So yum, can't wait for this to show up.
It's very slow.
Oh. Apparently I have an eating disorder. They have something called a peanut pie on here. I have no idea what a peanut pie is, but it sounds colonial, and I think we're going to get that after the stew. Makes for great TV, right? Watching me eat a whole big pile of stew.
Anything else right
I
now?
gotta know what peanut pie tastes like. Can I have a
It's like
slice?
pecan pie, but with peanuts instead.
Perfect.
All right. Did you want ice cream on it?
Yeah, apparently peanut pie is eggs beaten very light and blended with the proper measures of sugar and butter, poured upon a flaky pie crust, and covered in Virginia's finest roasted peanuts. Good. It's a good thing I got ice cream. Okay, we need to play Captain Obvious here for a second. Yes, I'm in Colonial Williamsburg, and no, they did not have stop signs, and no, they did not have asphalt roadways. Now, they have preserved what the roads used to look like. Now, can you imagine driving on this? Picture a wagon with metal wheels and no suspension, and your butt doesn't have a lot of padding because you don't get a whole lot of food, and you're bouncing around up and down through this stuff? Well, this is going to be my last video for a while, at least until I get to Costa Rica, where it's nice and warm and sunny and is not frozen and tundra like it is here. But anyway, in the meantime, while you're waiting for me to get there, which will be next week, it might take me a while to get, unhung over and making more videos. But watch this little ghosty video I had of Richmond, because there's a lot of really creepy stuff that happened, and I'm pretty much going to be happy to get away from it. And so with that, be healthy, be happy, and we will see you in Costa Rica.